Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be giving a first-time reaction to an indie J-rock group named akuruyo-sheep. I've also heard their name akuruyo no Hitsuji. So let me know which one of those is correct. On Spotify, it shows up as akuruyo-sheep, but either way, we're going to hear some indie J-rock today, which is a subgenre that I don't think we've visited before. We visited certainly our J-pop, J-rock, J-fusion, J-metal, J-metalcore. Not so sure about indie J-rock, so I'm excited to find out what they've got in store for us today. There's 3 songs for us to take a look at. We'll first start off with Face Myself, then That Day We Were, ... and lastly, Still There. A huge thanks goes to Dragonfly the Supportive for making this request and bringing a new artist to the channel. Now, let's jump into it. I mean, this is pretty straight up rocking to me. I don't know about the indie part. I guess the song just started with the chorus, right? In terms of intensity? That's a cool decision. You don't often hear the intense part open up the song right away and then resolve into a verse after the fact. Wow, that build up to the chorus was so good. Like, I feel like that build up was the chorus for me. Oh my god. I will never grasp how fast-paced a lot of these J groups are, especially when I consider like most of my music listening career has been listening to Western American music, oftentimes metalcore, that kind of stuff. But somehow, some way, there is like an urgency that doesn't exist in metal tracks that I'm more familiar with, that does exist in the world of in the J world, if we can put it like that. These songs are always fast-paced with a lot of moving parts. Okay, this is nice. Nope, build up again. Oh my god, that is so nice. The back and forths and intensity from section to section. Watch, this is going to be the biggest hit yet. It is so catchy. Oh. Man, the songwriting is so good, is it not? I love the dynamics from section to section. I love that they don't shy away from making, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be unusual. I feel like that's a very relative adjective, but I feel like they just don't shy away from making each section what it needs to be so that the narrative of their song musically comes across well. And it can be a momentary whiplash when you are going from extremely loud, intense, fast-paced to something more subdued and quiet. But because they give you that build 2, 3, 4 times throughout the song, that back and forth doesn't feel as jarring by the end. And on a re-listen of this track, it would make it would just make more sense to me to wrap my brain around those big differences. I feel like when you come into it as a new listener, and there's a reason first-time reactions are popular on YouTube. I feel like as I come into it as a first-time listener, it's a jarring difference between those sections, but as I listen to the song more and more, I start to anticipate those moments, and then they actually start to serve the song in a way that for me they hadn't previously. So now if I were to re-listen to this very track, it would make more sense to me. I would be able to stave off that whiplash. I've already experienced it. It is gone. It's in the past, and now I can appreciate more of the musicality. And there was a lot to be admired in this track. The drumming was fire. I loved the vocals. Her vocal range is very dynamic and extensive. You could hear her very quickly transitioning from chest to head voice on the way up, on the way down in the I think chorus melody. She was very good at flipping between her passaggio, the different kind of segments of the human voice. And love the guitar work as well. There was less solo work than I may have anticipated there being, but the tone was really nice, and a lot of what he was playing was those kind of strumming riffs that add a lot of texture in addition to the overall melodic atmosphere. That's a good way to start off. Let's check out the next track here. And now we get to hear them live. You see, the way she flips between all those voices. That's like a 1-2 punch, vocal line, then guitar strum. I love this section here. Ooh. Was that a key change? It was subtle, so it was hard to tell. Oh, I like that. Oh, I love this section. It's my favorite in terms of melody. Dude, I love how much energy they bring to the table. Ooh. Oh, the way we came into that guitar solo. I guess it's more of a repeated motif here, but still. Whoa. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought we were about to like have a completely different section, but it looks like we outroed there. I really, really like the song structures in these tracks, because when I think something is going to be a chorus, it ends up being the pre-chorus. When I think something's going to be the pre-chorus, it ends up being the verse. I am like having trouble identifying what certain things are, and as I listen, of course, it gets easier and easier to plug and play those things in my mind, but at the same time, I don't think we can construct what we're hearing using the similar language that we use for often for Western music, where we talk about choruses, pre-choruses, verses, bridges. I feel like, if anything, there's like an additional section that I don't quite have the vocabulary to describe that makes that appears in these tracks. It's not like they're taking a chorus and subduing it momentarily, which does happen, but it's still a chorus. It's more like they take like spliced versions of their sections. So, for example, oftentimes you could run your first chorus in a track using 8 bars or something like that. And then by the time you hit your second chorus, you start with those same 8 bars, but you add another 8 on top of it, thereby extending the chorus. But that second time around, that's actually the whole pie that you wanted. Then if you run it a third time, you could extend it another 8 bars, and the 16 was the main intended like big chorus for us to repeat, and then an additional 8 bars to extend it. Imagine now, instead of adding to the chorus in this like post-chorus kind of way, you clip certain sections and then you just append it at different places in the song. It's like you take the first half of your chorus and then add it into a new section elsewhere, and then transition it into a verse, and then back into a pre-chorus with the full extended chorus. It just feels like they're more willing to like use the song sections in a more like modular kind of a way, where you plug and play things in different moments. That's why, in my opinion, the dynamics are just all over the place sometimes. I think it's just qualitatively different than what often we get in Western music. And not to say that that doesn't exist in Western music either. It's just like a more consistent through line I see within the J metal, J rock kind of world. And by the way, I'm still thinking that I still am not picking up on the indie part of the indie J rock description. To me, it feels very clearly J rock, but maybe the last song will convince me otherwise. This is the most chill start we've had so far. Oh. Great melody in the guitars here. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, I love this melody a lot. Oh, dude, what an awesome hit right there. I love the feel in this song. I think this might be my favorite. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite chorus so far. Their technical chops too, by the way. There's a lot of intricacies to how they're playing. Did you hear the bite in her voice towards the end of that phrase? With the abrupt ending, alright, why not? Already curveball after curveball, but man, I think that last song was my favorite. I think it had my favorite pre-chorus to chorus build-up, had my favorite chorus, had my favorite verse melodies. This one to me also just felt the most emotional, and I think also the dynamics made the most sense to me. I feel like those big gulfs I was talking about between the higher fast-paced sections and the quieter, more moderate sections, that disparity wasn't felt as much in this final track. Yeah, I just think clicked with me more easily from a melodic standpoint. Man, this is such an interesting band to listen to because there are so many elements that, like, I feel are similar to what I've heard in other contexts, but also very specific to akuruyo-sheep. One thing for sure I notice is that they are really good at writing pre-choruses into chorus transitions. That whole pre-chorus to chorus movement they have nailed. They know how to build the drumming to like increase that intensity, increase the anticipation of the huge hit onto the one of the chorus. And in all three of these tracks today, we had a similar sort of like, I guess, micro structure where the chorus would be huge, but it had to be built that way from a more middling or quieter verse. So in one sense, like even though I was talking a lot about the unique structures in these tracks relative to Western music, within this world, within the three songs you heard today, overall there was a pretty consistent structure. I think it was the last song that deviated away from it slightly by starting with the verse rather than the chorus. But yeah, I love a good build-up section into the huge one of a rock chorus. It's one of the reasons we just love rock music in general, for those huge magical moments. So they definitely give them out in spades. And I really like this vocalist a lot. Super talented, very diverse in her delivery. And I'm glad in the last song we got to hear her more subdued, a little bit more breathy, quieter, hearing her in that kind of like sing-songy place rather than like the shouting rock version of her voice. I honestly think I prefer her more emotional voice over her rock voice, but within her rock voice, I really like when she was getting into that grit, the bite, a bit of the growl. This was not, it was kind of peppered throughout her vocal delivery. It wasn't the main quality to her voice. I think when she's in her clean belting kind of range, I would rather it be more murky and dark. Maybe that's just my own preference and bias bleeding through here. But she was really good, really dynamic, and had a lot of great moments. I think I could say something very similar about the guitar work, but using different attributes. A lot of what made the guitar sound really amazing was in its tone, was in the strumming patterns that we would hear produced. And in the last song, I think we had the best guitar melody too. So, I wanted to see what the player was able to do. There was moments of soloing in the other tracks that sort of felt a bit short-lived, just for my own preferences. And I knew that there was more to be uncovered there. So I'm glad that by the end, we got that little bit of payoff. And lastly, I'll say the drums in all of these tracks were super, super loud, extremely cacophonous. The way that they fit into the pre-choruses, building the song, the way that they just crashed all around this entire mix, it almost feels like you're in the studio and the singer, the bass player, the guitarist are in the center of the room with their mics, and all around them, so they are surrounded by the drum kit. That's how it kind of felt to me in the majority of these songs. There's a big premium on the drumming in these tracks, obviously as it relates to tempo and making certain sections feel different kinds of ways, turning things down or speeding things up. But even in the way that the drums are mixed here, they were rather loud, they were rather in your face, and at times were the dominating element of the mix. So yeah, there was a lot of interesting things to write home about. I don't see where the indie part comes from, so feel free to illuminate me using the comment section down below. And if you would like to make a reaction request yourself, please hit the first link in the description box. That's the best way to support my channel. But as always, my friends, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.